UFC 307 took place last night, and Alex Pereira and Khalil Roundtree completely stole the show. There was barely a show to steal, but Pereira and Roundtree put on a performance of a lifetime to revive this horrible card. And I'm going to be going over the entirety of the main card. And I'm going to go over Stephen Wonderboy's fight with Buckley because that's a high profile fight that I shot should be on the main card, and it wasn't, and it was really sad. Starting off, I picked Stephen Wonderboy to win this fight because I thought Buckley would be more egotistical about his striking. I was wrong. He went for takedowns right away, and he was implementing that game a lot. I realized everybody has to do that against Steven or you're going to lose. And he realized that as well. And he went for takedowns. He put a pressure on him. Steven was doing good. I thought he was winning. I thought he won the first and second. Maybe I was coping. Maybe I wasn't. I thought he was doing pretty good, Steven. And in the third, Buckley catches him with a monstrous overhand and knocks him out. And I was very sad. Because Steven was doing pretty good, but he had like gray hair and stuff, and it just looked odd. And Buckley's pretty explosive and good. And that's what I take from that. Good for Buckley. Super sad for my boy Steven Wonderboy. But yeah, next. Ketlen Vieira versus Kayla Harrison. I predicted a Kayla Harrison domination. We got that to a degree. I don't like this performance for Harrison that much. I was expecting more of a domination. I was underestimating Ketlen pretty hard, I guess. But Harrison won, clearly. But there's a lot of fence holding. There was a lot of really bad striking from Kayla Harrison. That makes me not as confident against, I guess, Juliana Pena's ass. But like Amanda Nunes, I think Amanda Nunes smokes Kayla Harrison. Especially Prime Nunes. Smokes her. I don't think that's a discussion anymore. But Kayla Harrison wins. Still pretty dominant. Still the most interesting fighter at this division. By far, in my opinion. So, yeah, Kayla Harrison wins. I want her to fight for the belt next. Yeah, I think that's about it. She won by wrestling her and having really bad striking. So we'll see what she does against Juliana Pena. Next, Roman Dolidze versus Kevin Holland. Ended in the first round or right after. Really not controversial, but a weird way to end the fight. Kevin Holland was doing good on the feet for the entirety of the first, or most of the first round. He was doing good. He was hitting Roman a lot. Kicks, faster punches, Roman's sloppy, and Kevin was taking advantage until Roman Dolidze got a takedown on him. Pretty good takedown. Got in full mount and started raining down punches. Kevin Holland, somewhere in this exchange, got injured. Injured his rib, fucking up his breathing, going into his lungs. So they called off the fight. I don't blame him for doing that. That sounds fucked up. Kevin Holland sadly gets injured in this fight, giving Roman Dolidze the first round KO. If the fight were to go on longer, I could see Roman kind of taking a little bit of a hold. I don't think Kevin Holland he doesn't climb back from the depths like some fighters do. So I think the end of that round, even without the injury, was very good for Roman Dolidze. But it's sad to see Kevin Holland go out that way. Kevin Holland and Steven going out like this is really annoying. But Kevin Holland is going to fight soon again, and he'll be in this same little field of pretty good but not amazing for forever, probably. But yeah, next. Ew. Jose Aldo versus Mario Batista. This was stupid, man. He shouldn't have even been in there with Jose. I've already been very angry about this for many videos, but he should not have won this fight. Jose Aldo outstruck Mario Batista pretty clearly especially the first two rounds. Mario Batista held Jose Aldo against the fence as long as he could. He went 0-10 for takedowns. Nobody takes down fucking Jose Aldo. But you do hold him against the fence, a 40-year-old legend against the fence for a win. For a win. Why give him the win? I don't get it. I don't get how that is impressive or gives you points, that you can hold someone against the cage. I get it's like get off the cage, I guess, would be the argument. But I think it's a neutral position if you're not doing anything at all. That's so dumb. What the fuck? Jose Aldo is a legend of the sport. Shouldn't even be in there with Mario. And Mario does that to him. Horrible. I don't even think he won. And it was just so boring and he made it so bad. And I had weird feelings about how this fight was going to go, and that's kind of proved those feelings right because Mario Batista is a fucking big bitch for doing that to Jose Aldo. And it sucks. But yeah, Jose loses. I thought he won. Dana White thinks he won. He thought the judging was horrible. The judging and the reffing this entire card was really bad. This card was bad, and Salt Lake City's reffing and judging is bad. So, yeah, that's about it for that fight. Sadly. Next, Raquel Pennington versus Juliana Pena. So, Pennington and Juliana Pena had a pretty back and forth fight, actually. Comes down to the first round, I think. Pena won the second and third. Raquel won the fourth and fifth pretty clearly with some knockdowns. But I kind of thought Raquel Pennington, with the momentum at the end, kind of won the fight. I thought it looked better visually for Raquel Pennington, especially definitely visually in the last couple of rounds. And I picked Juliana Pena. I thought she was gonna win. I keep getting tricked that she's not gonna be boring, and then she kind of just is. So that's cool. She'll get smoked by Kayla Harrison, I think, which is cool. I don't think Raquel Pennington gets as smoked by Kayla Harrison as Pena will. I think Pennington won this fight. I think it's kind of a weird decision, but at the end of the day, who really gives a shit? It's kind of how I view this fight. But yeah, sloppy striking, just mid fight all around. 123 strikes to 112 for Pena, and she gets it. So it's whatever. Fourth and fifth rounds were very much Raquel Pennington, and I thought it kind of gave her the edge, but whatever. Juliana Pena wins. I got my pick right, so that's cool, but who cares about that? Next, the savior of the world. The savior of the UFC is Pereira, but the savior of this card and everything fun in the world is Alex Pereira versus Khalil Roundtree. Thank God for this fight. It was so scary to watch because Pereira's my favorite fighter, I would say. And Khalil Roundtree gave him fucking problems in those first two rounds, bro. Scary problems that had me on the edge of my seat the whole time and had me very nervous the entire fight. I've never been that nervous for a fight, I don't think, because that was fucked up. Alex Pereira was getting hit with some heat from Khalil Roundtree. So we'll go from the first round. I maybe might have been coping in the moment, but I say that Pereira actually, it wasn't as like everybody was saying Khalil got the first. I kind of he did, but Pereira definitely, it was definitely a close round. It wasn't as like holy shit as a lot of people would think. I think it's just because it's going against Pereira. You would think Pereira would dominate a little bit more. I thought Pereira made it pretty even in terms of like significant strikes. Striking significantly, I should say, not the actual number. I don't know what the number actually was in the first round. But Khalil does very well, blitzing forward with power in his shots and speed. He was quick. I was not expecting him to be that fucking fast. But that was kind of his downfall in the end, was his speed and explosiveness, because he got tired. Pereira didn't get as tired. And that's kind of how, definitely a key factor in this fight. But yeah, first round, Khalil does amazing. Second round, same thing. Khalil does great. Pereira starts to pick him apart, starts to jab, starts to leg kick a little bit more, starts to feel a little bit more comfortable. But Khalil is throwing bombs, and he hits Pereira with some fucking crazy shots. He hit Pereira and almost dropped him, or kind of did drop him after he threw a head kick, and Khalil countered it with a hook. I get it. It was like he was like on one leg, so I wouldn't really count it as a knockdown or anything. But it was a big shot, and it kind of buckled him, and it was like, oh fuck. And then at the end of the round, Khalil hits him with a head kick. Flush. Pereira's chin is not the same as it is at middleweight. Light heavyweight is a different chin for Pereira because he eats these pretty fucking crazy shots. And Alex Pereira was on antibiotics and stuff and like coughing up a storm in the corner, which is crazy. That he still went in there and fought and won. Third round, Pereira starts to get going. He starts to jab a lot more. His jab was lethal. That was his big thing. His jab and his outside low kick were lethal. And he starts to kind of pick him apart a little bit more. Khalil's still throwing big and still getting some good shots. He hit Pereira in the third with a fucking crazy powerful left hand that I thought would have put out so many other people. But I'm really surprised with Alex Pereira's chin because I was really skeptical about it for a long time. But no, he has a good chin. But yeah, Pereira starts to pick him apart. He starts to feel the leg kicks, starts to feel the jab. He cuts him open on his nose, either in the second or third. And he starts to kind of get going. And especially at the end of the third, he starts to break him a little bit. It's where the breaking begins. Khalil starts to get tired. Pereira's starting to damage him to a significant degree by the third round. And Khalil starts to be back up a little bit more than he was. Not as explosive, not as fast. Pereira is still trudging forward, bouncing forward in his stance like a fucking monster. Scariest thing ever. And then, yep, that's the end of the third. Very not looking good for Khalil. In the fourth, it picks up right where it left off. Pereira starts putting on him again. Jabs, a lot of little low kicks. Outside low kicks. The southpaw did actually give him trouble. I will say that. Credit to Jamal Hill. The southpaw is trickier with low kicks and stuff than an orthodox fighter against Pereira, I would say. And the shorter opponent gave him a little bit to work with in those first 3 rounds. I don't think he was as he like had to adjust. But goddamn, Pereira adjusts well. And in the fourth, he picks him apart with jabs. He's been doing it the whole fight. Starts to bust him open, debilitating the leg, and then he hits him with a counter. Slips, right cross. He stumbles him a little bit. And after that, Pereira was locked in. He was locked. He had his sights. He was ready. He was going. And he just walked him down for like in the third minute into the fourth round. There was like 30 seconds where Pereira just entered a complete flow state of just the best shit ever, where he would slip a punch and hit him with like 3 and then slip and then hit him with 2 and slip, and he made Roundtree miss like 10 shots. And Pereira's just beating the shit out of him. And it cut him open bad on his eye. Got him beat up. Pereira's whiffing everything and just blasting him. And it was sick. Oh, it was so sick. But I was too nervous to really realize what was going on in the moment. So I had to rewatch it. But damn, that was a clean moment at like minute 3. Holy shit. Then Pereira keeps putting on the pressure. Khalil's throwing back with everything he has. He's a tough son of a bitch. But Pereira has done irreversible damage at this point. Continues to walk him down. Gets up against the fence. Starts putting his hands directly at his waist and just moving his head around and throwing crazy powerful shots. He threw a right hook that would put anyone out. Khalil's a monster for staying in there. And he starts to tee off bad against the cage. And he hits him with some meat. And Khalil's throwing with nothing, so Pereira's just fine with getting hit at this point. He's just kind of covering and trying to clinch. Hits him with some knees to the body. And then Pereira finally unloads. He unloads a right hook to the body, left hook to the liver. And Khalil Roundtree goes down from body shots and is a TKO after that. Very impressive from Alex Pereira. Very impressive from Khalil Roundtree. Best fight of this card. Best fight. One of the best fights this year. It was amazing. And I'm very happy it went how it went. Roundtree's a monster. I hope he goes up in the rankings a lot, and I hope he gets that Jamal Hill matchup again. I like that matchup for him. After this, I like any matchup for him besides Pereira. He's a fucking beast. But God, Pereira's so good. Such a monster. And I think he beats Ankalaev pretty clearly. I think that'll happen. But yeah, Pereira gets it done. He says he's going to stay in light heavyweight. I'm cool with that. I would rather him go to heavyweight and fight Aspinall and or Jones. Not Jones. God, I hate Jones. But Pereira versus Magomed Ankalaev is probably the next fight. And I think he beats him. After that, I think that's way easier striking wise than Khalil. And Pereira's takedown defense is at this point it's nothing to like laugh at. He is framed into his light heavyweight frame. It's not like he was going against Jan Blachowicz when he was like still coming into his frame at light heavyweight. Now he is like he's there. He's 230, lean and fucking ripped. And yeah, I think he stuffs the takedowns of Magomed Ankalaev. I don't think Magomed gets a finish, especially submission. And I think Pereira pieces him apart on the feet like he always does and gets him out of there. And then it's up to heavyweight. Give me a heavyweight Pereira super fight, please. That would be the best thing ever. But yeah, I think that's about it. The card was fucking shit. Shitty card, but the main event was amazing. So yeah, that's about it. Salt Lake City, 307, mid as fuck, but very exciting at the end. I'll see you soon.